So, here we are with the first chapter of our novel, Obsession. New York City. As with every other day, the city bustled with activity, welcoming the new morning. Streets were crowded with people hurrying to reach their destinations, their faces reflecting a lot of emotions. The cold breeze swept over them, causing shivers from its extreme chill. Each person wrapped themselves tightly in warm clothes against the biting wind. Despite the throngs of people, time marched on, indifferent to the individual journeys. Away from the chaos of the city, deep in the heart of the woods, lay the warehouse of the most powerful mafia family in the world, the Ashwins. Their name was known to everyone. To the outside world, they were one of the richest families, owning businesses that span every corner of the globe, with billions of dollars in their accounts. However, what most didn't know was that the Ashwin family wasn't just the wealthiest family in the world, they were also the most powerful family in the underworld. Daniel Ashwin is the head of the Ashwin family and the former leader of the American Mafia, was known to be ruthless, merciless, and unforgiving traits he still possesses. However, all his coldness melted away when he married the love of his life, Ariana Ashwin, the Italian mafia princess. Their marriage began as a typical mafia alliance arranged for peace between their families, but they defied expectations by falling deeply in love and creating a beautiful family together. Ariana, who had no siblings, merged her family's mafia with Daniel's, creating the most powerful and untouchable mafia in the world. Despite their formidable status, they were constantly surrounded by enemies, with the Volkovs, the Russian mafia, being their most prominent adversary. Daniel and Ariana had three children, and Angelina Elizabeth Moretti was the most loved and pampered among the three. As she is the only girl and the youngest in the family, they named her after her mother's surname. Lucas Ashwin, the firstborn in both families, is the sole heir of both the Italian and American mafia. Damien Ashwin, the second-born, serves as Lucas' right-hand man and holds the position of second in command in the mafia. In the present scene, the warehouse is situated in the outskirts of NYC, surrounded and secured from the outside world by thick forest. Inside there is a room, specially known as the torture room, where a man is seen kneeling. Anyone looking at him can tell he has been starved for more than a week. His naked body is covered with both dried and fresh blood. His hands tied behind his back along with his feet, and two fingers from each hand missing. His face displays a painful expression as his eyes close momentarily. A bucket of cold water is splashed on him, eliciting cries of pain. However, these cries fall on deaf ears as the man sitting in front of him, akin to a king, is none other than Devil himself, Lucas Ashwin. If, Dan- if Daniel was known for his ruthlessness, Lucas is infamous for his lethal nature. He is cunning, merciless, manipulative, and brutal, becoming the leader of the mafia at the age of 20. He has since become a cold and arrogant man. He bears a striking resemblance to Ariana, with jet black hair, fair skin, high cheekbones and a perfect sharp jawline. However, he inherited his deep indigo blue eyes from his father Daniel. Please kill me already, Capo. I can't bear this torture anymore, the man cried, unable to bear the pain anymore. Oh, really? The devil asked with a chuckle in his deep voice. Tell me, Jason, don't you already know what happens to those who betray me? The man named Jason didn't utter anything but moan in pain as a tight punch landed on his back, causing him to fall flat on his face beside the devil's feet. Damien came up behind him and forced his face up to look at the devil. I love when people stay where they belong. You, dear Jason, are very much qualified to be under my feet, the devil said sarcastically. I know it must have been boring for you to be here all alone while your wife is out there waiting for you to come back. So let me do you a favor, the devil said, making Jason's eyes go wide. Please, please don't do anything to her. She doesn't know anything. She's innocent. Jason pleaded for his beloved wife. But as always, his cries fell on deaf ears. Suddenly, the door to the room opened, and two bulky men, wearing all black clothes, came inside with a blindfolded woman struggling in their arms, her mouth taped shut. As Jason noticed this, a loud cry broke out from his throat. Please, no. Nate, please leave her alone. Please, Capo, kill me, but spare her life. She's innocent. I beg you, please. Figlio di puttana, the devil said. She is innocent? She is the reason why you betrayed me, and that makes her worthy of my wrath. And nodded at his brother. The two bulky men held her in place, and Damien pointed his gun in her direction. No, please don't. Jason didn't even get to complete his plea before Damien pulled the trigger and Nate's lifeless body fell on the floor. Jason froze for a moment. Then an agonizing cry escaped his mouth. Nate, no, 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 don't leave me. Jason pleaded desperately. If anyone with a heart had witnessed the scene, they would have felt his pain. They would have cried for his loss, but here nobody had a heart. Jason looked at his wife's lifeless body and wept for their loss. The devil observed his every move with his calculating eyes. After watching him for 5 minutes, he grew bored. Stop this nonsense, Jason. Now tell me, do you have any last wishes? The devil said in a bored tone. To speak. Arthur, she was my everything. I never once experienced in my life what it feels like to be loved by someone. Then, I like a ray of sunshine. She came and showed me what it's like to be loved, how it is to have your own family, your own person. And you snatched my happiness, my love, my family from me. I don't have any last wishes. I don't want a monster like you to ever have someone to love. But I hope you find your love. I hope you love her like you have never loved anyone. And I'll pray that God takes her away from you, and you won't be able to do anything. I hope you also feel what it's like to lose someone you love more than yourself. I hope you experience the agonizing pain that I am feeling now. I hope you fall in love, but she never will. And that day you will cry and your heart will bleed, Jason said, coughing blood from his mouth. Lucas looked at him as if he were hearing the best joke of the year. You're delusional if you think that Lucas Ashwin will love someone more than himself, he said. Jason mocked him with a laugh. I want to prove to you how wrong you are. Even the devil can't avoid loving someone, and you are just a human. You will also love, mark my words, and that will be the start and end of your destruction. Jason said. Suddenly, the ringing of the phone broke their conversation. Damien looked at the caller ID and brought it to Lucas. It's Mr. Rajput, Damien said, and Lucas nodded. Then he turned toward Jason. Sorry, Jason, we have to cut our conversation short. I have to be somewhere very important. Don't worry, Damien will take care of you. Goodbye. Lucas said to Jason, waving as he left the room. He emerged from the torture room and headed towards his personal cabin. After sitting in his chair and crossing one leg over the other like a king, he called Mr. Rajput back. The call was answered on the second ring. We are ready for the deal, the person from the other side said. I see you're using your brain. Good for you, Mr. Rajput. I'm coming this evening, Lucas announced in his authoritative voice. Rajasthan will be waiting for the devil. After informing his parents about his departure, the Lucas left for India. He was going to finalize a deal, but deep down, destiny had something planned for him. As Jason said, a beautiful destruction was waiting for him to notice her.